Buried in a torrent of election stories last week was the announcement by the nonpartisan legislative auditor that there were 12 non-compliance issues found in their audit of Governor Tim Walz's office. This was a routine audit conducted every 4 years of government offices. I spoke to Auditor Lori Leysen this morning. Well, joining me right now is Lori Leysen, the Deputy Legislative Auditor. Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. The investigation into the governors, that was a routine audit that you do every 4 years. Isn't that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And some of the things they found, timesheets not accurate, receipts not managed, inaccurate late payments. I mean, that's not fraud. What is it?
Correct. So what we found is really kind of pervasive issues in financial operations. And what that means when you have kind of these pervasive issues in areas like receipts and expenditures, both non-payroll and payroll and inventory, is that you can create an opportunity for fraud. It's not something that we found. It's just that that opportunity can exist.
I see. So it sets the conditions where somebody could take advantage of it.
That is correct.
All right. And the governor said quite clearly that he welcomes this audit, that 11 of the 12 findings are already corrected. Is that something that you have seen?
Unfortunately, by the time that we completed our audit work and they reviewed our report, our draft report, we could not confirm that all findings were resolved. We were able to see some kind of indications that things were being addressed. For instance, if a policy had changed or if they had sent letters out to former employees to recoup money back to the state. However, once that audit is done, we don't go back until subsequent years, a year, 2, 3 later, to see if those findings have been resolved. So we can't say that for sure.
All right. Yeah, your office, your division does routine audits of branches of government. Upcoming, you've got pending audits on state overtime pay, the DNR, Outdoor Heritage Fund, and Minnesota IT Services. Can you tell me what the parameters of the investigation into state overtime is going to be? Because that's coming out this week. I know you can't tell me the results, but just what are you looking at exactly?
Sure. So every so often, we'll kind of come back to an audit topic, and one of those is statewide overtime. There's a lot of overtime use in state government. It's a large employer, and there's some agencies in particular that sometimes, some of our larger agencies just happen to have more overtime due to the nature of their work. So we have done an audit a number of years ago. So we're kind of following up with that audit just to see how things are in state government. And we're really looking at, again, kind of compliance with state policies and procedures to ensure that overtime is being paid correctly. And this also looks at shift bonuses as well. So sometimes there's bonuses that are paid to employees for working on field shifts. So we're going to look at both overtime and shift bonuses over several agencies.
I was talking with you earlier, and we talked about the investigation that your office did into COVID hero pay, where you found $200 million of COVID hero pay went to ineligible people. And one of the ways that you got to the bottom of that was because of email irregularities. Can you tell me about that? And also, you found that money was going to people who were deceased. Does that show up in other cases? I mean, is that something that's sort of a red flag that you see?
Sure. So in the financial audit division that I oversee, we're mainly looking at kind of those internal controls and compliance, right? So we're looking at areas that could be opportunities for fraud, could be opportunities for waste. So we're really trying to help the government identify that, right? Trying to help agencies do better. Sometimes when we do that work, we do see other things. So that frontline worker pay program, we did see some what we called fraud indicators. We didn't necessarily go far enough to confirm that there was fraud, but we look at large data sets. There was a couple of other vendors involved in that frontline worker pay. There was multiple agencies involved. So we're gathering kind of data sets from all of those entities, and then we're looking at that. We're looking at we're taking all that data, doing data analytics. We're looking for trends and patterns. And in that data set, that's where we saw the emails, and that's where we saw the deceased individuals. So that can come up in other audits that the Financial Audit Division performs, but more often than not, we're identifying areas of kind of weakness, areas that need to kind of be shored up.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing the results of the overtime pay investigation that comes out later this week. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for your time today, too.